Hello everybody, this is quixQuery, and today we are back playing some more QuixPack. And I've been searching around. There's a quest in our book right here, under the Utilities quest line. And for those of you who've been around for a while, you remember the pitcher plants from my original Hermit Pack series. And they're essentially like an infinite water source, but the thing is that I haven't been able to find one. I've just been like looking around everywhere. They seem to be quite hard to find here in this pack. And so, yeah, I've just been searching around trying to stop. You are under arrest. Oh, sure enough. Seriously though, I really haven't been able to find a pitcher plant. It's been quite hard. Like, I've looked around in quite a few different places and haven't been able to find one. So it's kind of interesting because they were all over in vanilla terrain generation, but it must be something that ATG, since it raises the level of where the land is at and stuff, that might be part of the reason why I haven't been seeing as many, and so, yeah. But anyway, between episodes, I did get a couple of elite bags, and so I'm going to open those up. Okay, emerald ore, that's good. That's actually really good. Sextuple compressed netherrack and factory casings. So, some decent stuff. That wasn't as good as it could have been. So, I've been looking at our quest book here a little bit, and looking at what we want to get into next, and I definitely wanted to get into Project E sometime soon. However, to get there, we need to go through our mechanism machines, and so I want to start potentially setting up a spot where we can set up all of our mechanism machines and process or processing, etc., etc. And so I've started laying something out over here, and let's go fly over to that so you can see basically what it looks like. And this is going to be a big building, probably bigger than we need it to be. But yeah, this is the basic size of it so far, and then there will be like 4 branches out. And this is this building is actually supposed to be based roughly off of the immersive petroleum. There's some machine in immersive petroleum that I found on Google Images, and I saw it and I was like, oh hey, that actually looks really cool, and it would be a pretty cool building design. And so that's what we're roughly basing it off of. It should be up on the screen right now, but yeah, that is the idea. And so we have this basic setup going so far, and we'll have the 4 other things in the corners coming out. Well, not in the corners, in the all along the sides. And so that is the idea here. And while we need a lot more X-stones to come X-tone tiles to come anywhere close to completing this build. And I don't think we're going to come anywhere close to completing this build in this episode. Oh yeah, I also got an Indra Lily from tearing through the grass, so you know, that's another thing going on. But yeah, we probably won't come anywhere close to completing it in this episode, but I do want to make another mega torch and put it down over there, as well as start putting some machines and other stuff down over there so that we can get started working on our machines and stuff, get to Project E sooner rather than later, and then finalize the layout and other stuff over there after we've gotten into Project E a little bit. So, here we are. We have made our mega torch, and one thing that we have figured out about these mechanism machines time and time again is that they require actually quite a bit of power. And so what we want to do is we actually want to make a whole lot of these energy upgrades so that the machines do not take as much power to run, as well as maybe some gas upgrades and other stuff like that, so we don't need to produce quite as much of the other stuff. Now, the problem with this is that right now our stuff is pretty basic tier. We only have one slot in our metallurgic infuser for doing stuff, as well as our enrichment chamber, smelter, crusher, etc. And so what we want to do, there's actually a quest in our quest book. There's a quest right here for a basic tier installer. And we'll explain what that does once we've made a couple. And so our basic tier installer right here requires some basic control circuits, redstone, iron, and some planks. So it's pretty easy. Pretty easy to make. They do not stack. We made 2 of them for this quest right here. Okay, and that gives us 2 more actually, which is super nice. I'm very glad it gives us 2 more. So what we can do with these basic tier installers is we can right click on, say, our smelter right here, and that turns it into a basic smelting factory. Now we still have all of our upgrades that we already had in there, such as our speed and energy upgrades, and however now they're a little more potent. It's able to hold a little more energy. And as you could see from the stuff going up, if you look at the 1 probe right now, you can see that that goes up. Actually, that was actually quite quick. But you can see that also now it can hold up to 3 items. So if we put auto sort on, we can it will automatically sort. It'll automatically distribute all of the items that you put into here throughout the 3 slots. And so that's quite good. It helps out stuff a lot, and it helps make things a lot smoother as far as that goes. Now, these actually cross off a bunch of quests right here as well. The basic smelting factory, yeah, and so on and so forth. And so all we need to do to actually achieve those is just to pick these up, and then make sure that they're crossed off in our quest book, claim our rewards, and then we can just put them back down. So enrichment factory, smelting, and crushing, awesome. All the configurations should still be the same since we upgraded them with the tier installer instead of just an other thing, and so output is on the bottom. So, and this will give us our infusing factory, which should give us an additional advanced bag, which is quite nice. And so that's a bunch of stuff, bunch of loot to go through right there, including a lunch bag. I like lunch bags. And so that's a bunch of good stuff for us right there. And yeah, so that's crossed off a bunch of stuff and made it so that now we can infuse things a lot faster. Because if we look at our energy upgrades, right here, we can see that they require a lot of enriched alloys, 2 per energy upgrade actually, and so we need a lot of iron for this. Look up iron. We actually have quite a bit of iron ready for this. We just need to smelt it. Let's turn auto sort on, and you can see that it is all distributed now. Should go rather nicely. And yeah, so that's what the basic tier installers do. Now, there are also additional tiers to these factories, as you can see right here. There's an advanced and an elite tier. Elite tier is the highest one in this version of Mechanism. And there are also tier installers for those. And the tier installers are actually one of the better ways of doing this, is because you don't have to reconfigure or any of this other stuff. Your machine, you can just right-click here on the ground, and you don't even have to pick it up if you don't want to clear out the quest in your quest book. Obviously, there has to be some way to detect this, but you know, it's whatever. Now, we're having some trouble importing stuff. It's going rather slowly right now. And so that makes me wonder, if we look up what's it called? storage network, we do have speed upgrades and we have stack upgrades, and we actually have, if I remember correctly, we have that in our quest book too. Storage, yes, okay. Exporter, and then you can get the, the speed and other stuff upgrades. So, we probably want to do that. How expensive is it? A block of 2 blocks of redstone for 2 speed upgrades. Stack upgrades. Would it be better to get stack upgrades or speed upgrades? I think stack upgrades is probably where we want to go, but you know what? Let's cross off both these quests in our quest book. I'm not sure how much that one requires, but let's get our export devices and then the speed and stack upgrades. Okay, so we have our upgrades made and we have our quests crossed off right there. You can see, and so I was thinking about this, and I'm wondering if we have a bunch of the same item in 3 different slots, and we put a stack upgrade in there. Will it pull out a whole stack at a time? Will it pull out like 1 stack, or will it pull out from all 3 stacks up to a stack, or what? I don't honestly know. We'll have to experiment around with that a little bit, but we want to make sure we put that in there. And let's put a speed upgrade in there too. Yeah. It looks like we can only put 1 upgrade per slot, so that's interesting. Have to keep that in mind. In our enrichment chamber, we'll put a stack upgrade in there and a speed upgrade in there as well. Our metallurgic infuser, we'll put a speed upgrade in. This is our infusing factory down at the bottom. Oh, we don't have an import thing there. Okay, well, we'll have to make one of those. Never mind, we already had them in our system, so there we go. Should now have importing, and we can put one in there, and we'll put one over for our crusher over here just for fun, even though we don't use it for all that much. So now it should be, importing should be a lot faster, and we shouldn't get quite as much of a backlog when we do it. And so now what we want to do is we want to make a bunch of the stuff right here. The wow, can't think of names right now. Let's just smelt this and enrich it, and redstone. Awesome. Okay, so that should have 640. Okay, and we'll put auto split on the enriched alloys. Okay, so this is interesting. Okay, everything is happening fine. It's not importing into the network. Oh, I know why. Psh. Okay, that's pretty easy to fix though. It's this right there. We'll put our output on the bottom, and then suddenly all of this will start funneling out. Okay, awesome. Everything seems to be going well, and that should get us a whole bunch of energy upgrades, because we have some energy upgrades, because we have some gold dust in our system. We just needed the we need the glass and the enriched alloys here. So once these start finish funneling in, we'll make a bunch of the energy upgrades and then start heading over there to look at our setup and what all needs to happen as far as supplying it with power and a lot of other things. Ooh, interesting stuff going on around our storage system right here as far as energy storage goes. All of this is out. We have our double battery out, our innovator is out of power, and this is not receiving any new power, and that is a problem because we have this set to input into the energy cell, which it is full right now, and the output is you know, on this side, and so our input seems to be working just fine. However, oh wait, no. Inserted into the network is what we want this on, not outputted from. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we need to switch those around so that this would actually work, and with the configurations that we have. Okay, that's a lot better now. Let's just check to make sure. Yes, it's at 600 kerf. So full. That's at full. The energy cube is not full, which means that it has actually outputted into the system. Let's actually get back up here. Okay, so now things are working. Okay, so we have enough. Whoa! Oh boy. So that's not the first time that's happened where I've just been flying around and then suddenly let go of my hang glider for some reason and then can't get back to it in time. It's an issue. Need feather falling or something like that. But we have made enough energy upgrades for 4 machines with a stack of iron. So that's a problem. But we have to figure out how on earth we're going to transport power and all this other stuff around here. Because right now, this does not appear to be working very well. Well, we need a way. We don't have any way of transporting power around, and we need one, and so we need some transporters and stuff like that. However, these now have full gas and energy upgrades, and this doesn't accept gas upgrades, so we have full energy upgrades in that one, and so I'm thinking that we'll just use the universal cables from Mechanism. I think we still actually have some in our base over there. Need to get rid of that waypoint here real soon. Right now we just have all of these off so they don't get in the way while I'm recording, because, you know, they can get a little distracting when you have them in the background constantly. But we should have some universal cables back in our storage system over here once I get to it. And there's our universal cables. It just pumps fluids from an infinite source. So if we say have an infinite source of water, it will pump the fluids given power. And so, you know, obviously power is a little bit of an issue. Let's hook all these up right now to this power stuff. Can I put this on top? Will it connect? It will. It's actually putting power into the things. That's awesome. Okay, wait, that's actually working. Okay, so I think we'll probably just use these solar generators then. Okay, so the electric pump, yeah. Let's put some energy upgrades in that one so that this one can actually get the yeah, and so on and so forth. Now, this is where we will actually want our water to go, and so what we're going to do is we're going to switch these 2 machines around. The water will come into this one, and the gases will go around other places. So since water is a liquid, we don't have to worry about its pipes interfering with the gas pipes, and so that is absolutely fine. And since the purification chamber actually takes oxygen, we can actually put that right next to it. And so now the purification chamber will get oxygen and from whatever other stuff over here, which is super nice. Now we need to get this thing up and running, so let's mine out some stuff below here real quick. Okay, I believe, yes, we have 1 bucket of water in our inventory right now. No fluid currently, and it's still filling up from the solar generator right now, so that's fine. We'll go get another bucket, and it will start filling up with fluid, which the fluid being water. Yeah, it will start filling up with water, because water is what we told it to fill up with, because that's what's below it. That's what it's pumping. This is a big long rant. It has started filling up with water, and you can see it's taking it a bucket at a time. Goes up to holds 10 buckets at the current moment, and we can take water out of it for our bucket itself, which is super nice. I mean, that just takes extra power because, I mean, we could just take it from the source right there, but whatever. Right now we have plenty of power. It's being generated via the solar generator right now. We need another couple of these so that things will actually run well. However, we want to make sure we process our osmium ore as best as we possibly can, and so we actually want to run it through this. And to do that, we want to make sure that the water is going to the right spots. So let's do that here real quick. There is a certain type of pipe for fluids in mechanism piping. We got our fluid pipe right here, and so we need to make 16 of those in order to pass off this quest. So that should go pretty well. Basic fluid pipes complete. Okay, that's pretty easy quest. Pretty easy to understand. Oh, we got a lunch bag. Oh man, that lunch bag was full to the brim with things. That's awesome. Okay, so things seem to be going well. Oh, these are still filling up with power here. So yeah, we will get around to that. But what we want to do is we want to make sure that things are okay. Water. Like so. Now, the water is coming into here, and the power is being used, as well as the power being used in here to produce the water. So now it's actually producing oxygen. The oxygen reservoir in here is filled up, and so we want to start processing this. And there goes our purification chamber. It doesn't require quite as much gas, which actually helps our energy out quite a bit. And so this gives us all of our clumps, which we then crush in our crusher, which is actually back up in our space needle over there. And so yeah, there's a whole song about this I made at one point, but yeah.
You start out with a lot of water and your ore, but first you need a whole ton of machines, some more.
And since these shards are from ×4 ore processing, we actually got them from a bag. That's why we have the shards at all. But they actually, the ×4 ore processing result, which is what these are, go into the ×3 and so on and so forth all the way down the chain. And so these will give us the osmium clumps as well. Clumps into the crusher, like so. Dirty dust into the enrichment chamber. And dust into the smeltery, or the furnace, whatever you want to call it. Odd stuff going on with the energy cube. I was pretty sure I have everything set up, and so I just put a basic universal cable right there, and things seem to be working fine now. For the most part, I'm not sure what's going on here. If we put this right here and put these like so, there will remain a constant of whatever else in here. Now, if we put one, nope, that was the wrong direction, facing like this, and put it in out, then things should work themselves out, correct? Yes, things are working themselves out. I got it. I figured it out. Okay. That's awesome. So we needed some extra iron, so I just went down and got some iron essence from our storage stuff down there. Need to start harvesting a little more as far as that goes, but we're just gonna throw this into here, auto sort on, and it should start just importing into the system, and things should be nice and dandy. I might have just figured this out. If we vein mine these cables, okay, we can't vein mine the cables. Okay, so if we go back to our previous setup, I think I might have thought of something that will allow this to work. Inner, no. Energy, yes, this interface right here. Need it again. So if we put this back right here, put that around that side, and that on that side, we want this insertion priority to be -10. We'll just use 10 as our whatever thing right now. So now, stuff should come out of this and into that. Right? Right? Instead of just fluctuating inside the system, which seems to be what's happening right now. If we put this as a negative priority as well, this is supposed to be extracted, inserted into the network, and extracted from the network. This should start filling up, right? Right? Wrong. Okay. You know what? For the moment, let's just do this the simple way. Okay. Now we want this side to output into the system, inserted into the network. Right? Right. Okay. Now we take this, put it right here, and a cable right here. And now on this side, we want to insert into okay. And this side will pull from. So now we just put our battery in this bit right here, and everything gets supplied to the system through one convenient storage location, instead of messing with everything going through the system and all this other stuff. So now we can set this to extract from the system and then just hook some other machine up there at some point in time. Additional solar panel has been made. So we can now just kind of plop that on top of here once we get over to our processing factory. Oh yeah, this is still producing power for these. Man. Okay. Yeah, that should help it out. That should actually have doubled it. So this is close to getting to the maximum amount of oxygen. And it appears now to be at the maximum amount of oxygen and is filling up with power. And so that's a little bit of an oxygen reserve kind of in store now, and so now that is woohoo! All said and done. Now, in the next episode, this is going to be kind of a shorter episode, and I'll talk about it a little bit here when we get to the comment of the day, comment of the episode. Oh boy, I'm going to say that every time, aren't I? But in the next episode, what we want to do is we want to start going towards ore processing 4 and hopefully get ore processing 4 up and running. So fuel wood heater, resistive heater, and then all the stuff over here to hopefully get to 4 times ore processing, which should be right in this space right here. So yeah. At some point we also want to get our atomic disassembler, because that is actually a really good tool to have. But this is what we're after today. So let's go to the comment of the episode, not the comment of the day. Well, I guess let's be a little more accurate. Today we have the comments, plural, the comments of the day instead. The comments of the day. The comments of the episode. The multiple comments of the episode. The singular episode. I can't figure this title out for the life of me, of the comments of the episode. But okay, so the first one we're getting around to is by Pizza Volcano. I've seen you around before. Nice to see. He says, Quix, I was wondering if you could do this pack daily since I love it so much, and other people probably love this series a lot too. Thank you so much for saying that. It means a lot when people are like, hey, I love your series. It's a lot of fun. Every day is a lot of stuff to put together. We gotta record the episode, edit the episode, and upload it, and that a lot of times will mean a little less content in each episode, and I'm okay with a little less content in each episode as long as you guys are okay with it too. And so if you have anything, if there's anyone opposed to that, then feel free to say something in the comments below. I read pretty much everything. There are very, very, very few comments that I have not read. So yeah, thank you for the comment, Pizza Volcano. And we can't do the pack daily, but we can do it more often. And so that is what I'm going for. I'm gonna probably go for a Monday, Wednesday, Friday type thing. So look forward to that. Now the next comment is by this guy named The Real Infinite. And he says, can you do a video where you do like a behind the scenes thing of the pack where you talk about your experience in making the pack, problems that occurred, and how I chose mods and other stuff like that, how I solved issues, etc. How I made different recipes. And that actually sounds like a magnificent idea. That's a lot of extra editing and other stuff like that too. So it might be a little while, but that is now on my radar and is probably going to be in the works sometime soon. So make sure to look out for that one. Now the last one is down here. We have someone named Sharmila Banu Abdul Bari. I believe I pronounced that correctly. And I'm sorry if I didn't. It says, for more efficient processing of coal ore, break it automatically using the mechanical miner with Fortune 3. It was my starter power. Coal ores. Okay, that's actually a really good idea. I hadn't even thought about using Fortune 3 yet. But Fortune 3, thing about it, I don't have it yet. Haven't gotten around to enchanting, and I'm only a level 5 because, you know, I will die occasionally from paragliding off my roof and switching to a different inventory slot. And so I'm not quite to that point yet. I don't have any XP farm or anything set up yet, and so we will get around to getting Fortune 3, and that is actually a magnificent thought. Thank you so much for that suggestion. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys liked the outro from the last episode. It's kind of interesting. I'm hoping to improve it over time and get around to, you know, getting a better splash, extra videos and cards and stuff like that onto the videos. And so this is going to be kind of a gradual process. And so thanks for sticking in with me, and I will see you around in the next one. Take care. Bye.